Hi there, YouTubers. This is Red State 08, Brandon Burrows, coming to you today. Do a little channel update, talk about some of the stuff that we've done thus far, give a little feedback on the VR that we submitted a few days back. It's gotten a tremendous response, in my opinion. I was just surprised that anybody actually went in and took the time to make the VR, let alone the great responses that I got that I'm going to use. And I wanted to give just a little bit of an explanation to that, is that I've been working with some youth here for the last little while, and I'm trying to teach them about evaluating your situation. And that's more what this video series was about than it was about the gear, or about what you would put in a bag, or what kind of knife you would take, or why you would take a gun as opposed to a compass, or and really, honestly, there's been no right or wrong answers that you guys have given. Nothing that you all have said thus far has been incorrect or inappropriate. Nothing that you all have brought out has been the improper response for the situation. Now, one thing about me, and one thing that I pitch and I teach with survival, is that I try to teach survival more from an aspect of not necessarily gear, not necessarily preps or kit or anything else, but survival starts and at its core with situational awareness and being aware of the situation you're in, and knowing your surroundings, knowing knowing how to use and how to manipulate the situations you're in to fulfill certain core needs that you have when you're out in the woods and when you're working in a survival situation. So that's one of the main things. And one thing I really like, I had TR Prepper who posted his video. He was the first one to respond, first one to post. We really appreciated his video. He actually made 2 versions of the kit, and when he did that, I thought, man, that guy, he really played into exactly what I was going for and what I was looking for in the video. And I say that his response was absolutely appropriate, and I totally agree. He added a pistol to his kit, which I believe Jayhawk did as well. They both had a pistol in their kit, and I'm totally down with that, guys. I'm totally cool with the fact that you'd carry a pistol in your kit. That's great. And to truth be told, guys, I mean, in my buck out bag, I have the gear and quality that I actually have 2 pistols. So it's I definitely to myself, I value the role of a firearm in that type of a situation, and it's definitely a plus, definitely an asset if you can't have that. What I was getting at its core, and one of the things that I teach, is about calories and about conservation of calories. And due to that, which anybody who's studied any kind of survival knows, that calorie conservation is one of the keys to survival. And it doesn't matter how big you are, how little you are, or anything else. If you don't have a core number of calories, guys, you're not going to be able to keep the survival triangle up. You're not going to be able to regulate your core body temperature. You're not going to be able to have energy. You're not going to be able to have the endurance, the stamina to get around, to go where you would have to go, to traverse from point A to point B. And it just really will bring you down. If you collapse one side of that pyramid, then you're done, guys. You're toast. I mean, you have to have that pyramid strong. You have to have it on a good foundation, and it has to be complete. The other thing I wanted to get into is that they had within some of the videos, there were some interesting responses. I know I got one today from a guy who just quickly I've become a fan of, and I've watched some of his videos. Got a few videos out on some great custom knives that he's got. Just love them. Guy that goes by the screen name, I believe his name's Tom, but he goes by K-Bar User. K-Bar User, your video was great today, man. I really appreciated that, and I'm definitely going to use that one as well with that in explaining that it's not about the pieces of gear that you put in your kit, and it's not about what kind of gear that you can shove in your bag, and that's not the point that I was trying to make. I did leave the video very broad. I left it very open, but it's by design because the sky's the limit. I mean, if you could figure out a way to get a car in a bag, I wouldn't have any problem with you having a car with you. It's just that I want to make the point, and the point I'm trying to get across to them is that the kit that you have can't be a set in stone list of items. I can't give you a punch list and say, okay, this is exactly what you're going to need to have verbatim to go out in the woods and contain survival, or to commit survival in the woods. I can't give you a set list and say, you know, I'm going to drop you out in the Sahara Desert and now survive. Here's your 5 items. Here's your bag. You know, it's all going to change. It's going to change off the situation, and it's also going to change based off of the experience and the skill level of the person that is doing it. I mean, guys, just like myself, I don't necessarily have to have a compass. It's just that my mindset and my skill set is that if I want to be in the woods and I want to be, if I'm going to be in there and I'm going to be lost, I'm not just going to sit there lost. I'm going to do everything I can to commit self-rescue, and that's something that I'm big on. I mean, I'm not going to be the one that sits still in the middle of nowhere. I'm going to do everything I can to commit self-rescue at some point, and that compass would be an invaluable tool for me and for my skill set to be able to get myself out. Now, you know, a lot of guys, I think Shannon from Youth to Wild, which, by the way, guys, if you're catching me via the forum or if you're coming in somewhere else and you've not checked out Youth to Wild, what are you waiting for? You are missing some outstanding YouTube. Outstanding young lady. I believe she said she's from Arkansas, but she lives in the Philippines right now, and has some just great adventures. Very, very into knives, which is super cool. Into knives, into survival, very much into that. Her channel is absolutely phenomenal. Her channel's name is Youth to Wild. Highly recommend that you go and check her out. And Shannon, if you're seeing this video, I wanted to tell you and let you know that you have like double my subscriber rate, and I am eternally grateful for you sending all the people that you sent my way. I'm still getting comments. I'm still getting PMs that say, hey, Shannon sent me your way, or hey, I was sent this way by Youth to Wild. She said to check out your video. Shannon, I greatly appreciate that. Thank you very much. But, you know, with Shannon's kit, Shannon added a poncho, which is a excellent addition. You know, you could use that poncho to build a small tarpaulin to. You can use the poncho just simply to wrap up in, use it to collect water, use it for anything else. I mean, there's a lot of things. You know, you could take the poncho potentially and you could build 2 solar stills with a poncho. You know, dig 2 holes, put it over the holes, build your solar still with those. And that would all of the above would be an acceptable use. It would be an acceptable thing. One thing that I like to share and I'd like to bring out in that is that every item that I put in a kit, when I build my own personal kit, I don't put any items in there that only have a single use. If there's only one thing that you can do with that item, then it's not necessary to go in that kit, and it's just wasted space and weight. You know, there might be a few exceptions to that, but in the most cases, if I can't do more than at least 2 tasks, and in most cases 3 tasks with each item that I put in my kit, then guys, it's not really a necessary piece of gear for me to have in my kit. And I'm going to probably end up ditching that out of my kit at some point. I've gone through that and I found a lot of things, and I wanted to go over that. Now, I'm kind of rambling today, guys. I've got a head cold, got some other stuff going on, and I apologize for that. But one thing that I did want to touch on is that K-Bar User picked up on this in his video, is that what I had rooted this to was to see how closely in line that the pieces of gear that were selected fell in line with the 5 C's of survival. And in most cases that I saw, at least 4 of the 5 C's were fulfilled in every single bag, and that is absolutely phenomenal. There's actually 10 C's of survival, and you can do a little research on that, learn what those 10 C's are. I highly recommend, if you're into survivalism, or if you're into even just camping, hiking, backpacking, anything of that nature, highly recommend that you go and you check out and you learn everything you can about the 10 C's of survival. There's a lot of YouTube channels out there that detail and outline different principles and perspectives on the Seas of Survival, and I definitely recommend that you go and you learn all you can about that, because it is highly useful, very valuable information that you can learn. With that being said, guys, I mean, I have about to drop my camera. With that being said, guys, I do have a couple of things in the works that I'm currently working on doing, and I wanted to go over some of those. If any of these interest you, please let me know in the comments, and I'll try to prioritize them based off of what I see in the comments. I'd like to get out. I want to make stuff that people will watch. So one of the things I'm doing is right now I actually have a project that I actually have underway, and I've not shot video on it to this point, but I'm thinking about starting now to shoot the video on it. Is I have a project underway where I've been refinishing a 1974 Remington 870 Wingmaster, and I've got it stripped down. I've stripped the metal, I've stripped the wood, and I've got it all set down ready to go and apply bluing, ready to go and apply finish to the wood. And I'm thinking about putting up a few videos on the completion of the refinishing of that 870. If that's something that would interest you guys, shoot me a comment in the link below and say, yeah, we want to see that. Some other things that I'm thinking about doing. One thing that I'm wanting to do, and I've kind of had a plan for that I've drawn up here for the last little bit. I want to build a solar oven table. And I know that this sounds weird, but this is something that's kind of been just in the back of my mind here in the last little bit. I drew up a plan to build a table that is actually not just one solar oven, but it's actually a table that would hold 4 solar ovens at once that I could set out in my backyard. And I want to do that, and I want to try to build it to where I can cook, you know, multiple things in it at once, and use that, just using the power of the sun to cook it. And I think that would be an interesting project. If that's something that interests you guys, I would really like to know. Just shoot me and leave me a comment. Also, I live in an area where I have a decent sized yard. I have about an acre here where I live, but it's all fenced in, and it is inside of a city lot. Fortunately, we live in a very backwoods city that's very far out in the middle of nowhere, and they really don't care what you do. So I don't have a lot of space that I can commit to, per se, something like building a garden or having gardening going on. But I do have a little bitty spot down here, and I'm thinking about plowing out about a 14 by 14 space in my backyard down in the corner, and not just planting your traditional garden, but what I want to plant, guys, is called a vertical garden. And I want to build it, and I want to show some stuff about vertical gardening and how that works. And I have several concept feeders that I've gotten from different places of people who have done this, and it's been very successful. So I would like to try that this next summer. I'm going to start on that probably here in the next few months, getting the ground prepped and getting everything ready so that I can set up to go ahead and start laying out to build the vertical garden and build the shelving systems that I'm going to build to do it with. Excuse me, guys. We're definitely going to try to do that. We're going to see what we can do in the realm of vertical gardening back there, and see what we can get going. That's part of what I've been doing in my brush clearing project. I know I've talked about that in several videos, but the vertical gardening is something that I'm really looking forward to giving a whirl. Also, on top of the topic of gardening, once the gardening is completed, one thing that I am working on doing is we're actually going to learn how to can. I've never canned. I've helped my grandparents do it when I was a kid, and I've seen it, so I kind of have a knowledge of how the process works. I've just never tried doing it myself. You know, I do know kind of what the necessaries are in doing it, and I know what's required to do it. It's just not something that I've ever tried doing on my own by myself. So we are going to give that a whirl. We're going to see how that works. I'm going to employ some help in learning how to do that, and we're going to give it a try. See how it goes. Also, we do still have the reviews that are coming up, completing the review series on the combat ready knives that we've been doing. I have one that I'm probably going to shoot here immediately after this video that is on the 5th knife in the set, which is growing to be one of my favorites as well. They've totally given me a new respect for Tanto knives, guys. I used to absolutely hate Tanto folding knives, just abhor them. And now I see them, and I was like, you know what? I really like that knife. But this particular Tanto is a phenomenal tip, and I'll give a little sneak peek of it here. Let you guys see what it looks like. I love this tip on this knife. But yeah, check that out. These knives are absolutely built like a tank, guys. Love it. See that frame lock? But we're going to get the review out on that one. That is called the Combat Ready Combat Tanto. And we're going to get the review out on the Combat Tanto hopefully today. I'll have it up sometime today. Get that out there for you. Other than that, a couple other things I've got going on for the guys on the TN Outdoor Forum, and for any of you YouTubers. If you're local to Tennessee, to the surrounding areas, we are planning a field day on the last weekend in October. It's going to be in and around Oliver Springs, Tennessee. We're going to go out and have just a day where we're going to go out. We're going to test different knives. The guys from Flatwoods Forge are going to be there with some custom-built buoys, some custom-built stuff that they're going to bring out. Hopefully we can get the guys from Fighting Sheepdog Firearms out there to come out and visit with us some, and have just have a little time. We're going to take some time and maybe shoot some shotguns, drink some refreshments, and possibly go over and just have an all-around great day. We're going to talk about topics from prepping, survival, bushcraft, outdoor cooking, cooking over an open fire, building primitive fire implements. Just a lot of very good information we're going to try to cram into a day, guys, and make it just kind of like a learning day and a field day where everybody can get together. We can have fellowship. We can have just a good day of time to go out and spend in the woods together and learn from each other. That's one of the best things that you can ever do, is just learn from the people that you're around. So we're really looking forward to that. If you're interested in that or want any more information, you can go on www.tennesseeoutdoorforum.com. You can shoot me a PM on there. My name's Brandon Burrows, of course. Shoot me a PM on there, and I'll be more than happy to respond to you and give you more details on that and how that's going to work. On the subject with one other thing, a couple other things that I'm working on right now. I do have a video that I'm working on bug out bags and my theories about bug out bags, and I'm going to put that out there for you. And I think it's a little different take on bug out bags than what you see. I mean, I know that random guys get on here and they put up their bug out bag videos and they're like, all right, this is my bug out bag. Here's my bag. Let's dump it out. Let's see what's in it. I don't necessarily go for that, and that's not necessarily my style. My bug out is more of a system than it is a bag. And that's what I want to talk about, is a bug out system that you have on that. We want to go there and talk about that and see what I want to show you the differences in what I'm looking at. My bug out bag has basically parts to it. It has 3 parts, and I want to go over the parts and what the priorities of the 3 parts are to the bug out system. And that's mainly what I want to talk about, is what are the 3 parts to your bug out system. And a lot of people don't realize, and they don't prioritize to that point, even though some of them they probably do, but they don't prioritize it to a certain point, with that. So that's what we want to talk about in that. Also, the knots and lashing videos that we did, guys, those have gotten great response. If that's something you guys like, let me know. Like I said in the comments, I'm going to put more of those up. I can do a ton of them. And it's something I really enjoy doing, and I really like sharing, because I feel like it's useful to everybody to learn to do stuff like that. So if you found that useful, or you found that information good information, please let me know, and I want to make some more of those. I really enjoyed making those videos. Anything in the ropes work, anything of that nature, we're going to do that. I'm also going to work on learning how to do the paracord donut that Jayhawk had in his video that he made as a response to the 5 items in a bag. I've looked at it already, and it's really simple. I mean, there's really not a lot to it, and I'm going to work on learning to make that donut. So we'll see how that goes. Once I've learned how to do it, we'll put a video up on it, guys. If you guys have anything else that you think would make some interesting YouTube that you'd like to see or hear my take on or idea on, guys, please feel free to hit me up. Let me know. As always, you can subscribe by clicking below, and make sure and like the video if you do like it. Just wanted to bring you guys this little update today and let you know some of the stuff we've got going on. Give a shout out, and once again, thank you to all the guys who made the VR responses for the 5 items in a bag. Some of you were tagged, some of you weren't, but I appreciate all of them, and they're definitely going to be put to good use, guys. As always, I thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you guys have a great afternoon.